I don't want to be alone. But then after I really I got tired of the same cycles. I'm like, look, I'm a hot mess. I don't really need to be in a relationship. I'm gonna just focus on the Lord. Let me build my relationship with Him. And that desire was still there, but at the right time, He brought Damien, and God was confirming this is the man that I have for you. And so I was already preparing myself and getting rid of the toxic cycles and behaviors and the trauma and the baggage, so that way I can be ready and to receive and not sabotage the relationship. And so it was just something that, I was in my walk with the Lord, and He was healing me, and I wasn't doing the same sins and the same toxic habits as before. And where I was truly being a true Christian and not living a lukewarm life or a double life, where, when God brought the man for me, I was able to not sabotage it or harm him or anything like that.
That's good. So how did you know you was ready for marriage? I was always, I'm just kidding. No, I went on a trip to Rome, right? When I went on the trip to Rome, I was around young adults, younger than me. So I was around 32, 35, somewhere around there. I don't know. But mid 30s maybe, right? Rome. Yeah, mid 30s. And so when I was in Rome, I had these young people who were just on fire for the Lord. And they was teaching me so much on how to be a leader, because I was leading these people, but they didn't even know, but they was leading me. And so just that trip alone, I felt it was not like all in that trip I just became a husband, but I knew God, I felt that God says, now you're ready. And I don't know why I had to go to Rome to get ready, but I felt it. And I came back, and within a couple months, I was knocking on her DMs and calling, sliding in her DMs. But preparation, it took a minute, because God had to weed out, like somebody who said, Miss Othea said they read Completely Single, our book Completely Single. Listen, God had sat me down and says, you need to read your book because you are a hypocrite. And I was like, I'm a hypocrite. And so God already gave me the words to pen to walk me and prepare me to courtship with Kennedy, but I wasn't living it out. And so when I reread my book, I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this, especially boundaries. I wasn't keeping my boundaries like I say in the book. So I was a hypocrite.
Yeah. And then you gave me the book to read. He's like, I got to make sure. When he after he slid in and we was talking, he's like, wait, before we go any further, I need you to read my book so we on the same page.
Wow.
And I read that book in 3-4 days. Right. But no, I was like, this is really a really good book. And so I wasn't even trying to manipulate or let me just act like. It's no, it was just really, really good. And there was things that God was already working in my heart and highlighting for me too. And so I didn't have to warp into somebody to match his standards. It was something that I already had for myself.
That's so good. That's so good. Any more questions? Thank you so much for joining us. I'm hoping that this style of YouTube is helping you. These questions are helping you. If you have any marriage advice, marriage questions, marriage, relationship questions, courtship, engagement questions, please put it in the chat here on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining. If you here for the first time, give us a thumbs up, share this live so more people can come in. But please give us a question, any questions that you may have on relationships. I hope we're doing a good job in answering them and not talking around. Any more questions?